This is a very simple piece of legislation. It's very tight. It's about the relationship between boarders and the accommodation supplement and their income-related rent. It's got nothing to do with the healthy homes regime. I know that that might be of interest to that member, but it has got zero to do with this bill.
Nancy Lou.
Move that debate on this now close.
The question is that debate on this question now close. All those in favour, please say aye. We're taking a vote. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is agreed to. Point of order, Kieran McAnulty.
Madam Chair, Aruna Williams sought a point of order before the vote was called. She informed you of that and you ignored her. That is totally inappropriate.
I had already called here.
She called the point of order beforehand.
I'm sorry, I did not hear it. There was so much...
And you were informed of that, Madam Chair.
I can take the point of order now. Point of order, Aruna Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I thought you might like to know, Madam Chair, that the motion was incorrectly put by the member. It did not follow the prescribed wording for such a motion.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So the motion should not have been put.
Joseph Mooney.
I move the debate on this question now close.
The question is that debate on this question now close. All those in favour. I am putting a vote.
No, you can, Madam Chair, you're not able to. You cannot. There are two consecutive closure motions that you have sought.
Settle down.
There's a process to follow.
So we're just going to get some advice on putting the correct motion. Okay, which I've done. So my decision stands and the question was agreed to. Point of order, Tangi Utakiri.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In light of that, given that there is specific wording outlined in standing orders for the way in which a closure motion must be put, and it is contended that it was not put, to then accept, following on from that, another closure motion, although a correct closure motion, without seeking to give it to an opposition party or anyone else who's seeking the call for any other purpose, we contend is out of order and invite you to perhaps reconsider your decision. Otherwise, I will move that the Speaker be recalled.
Speaking to the point of order, Joseph Mooney.
Two points, Madam Chair. The first is that I understand the motion needs to be close to, but doesn't have to be exact. The second point is that it's actually disorderly, I would, to interrupt a vote, which is what has happened.
And that is the advice I've received from the clerks. If I understood what the closure motion meant, even though the wording wasn't exactly correct, it was at the end of the day, it was my call. I did put another one to get the wording correct, but the decision is still the same. So, is this a new point of order?
Well, I'm going to seek an action that I can only do through a point of order, Madam Chair. So, point of order.
Point of order, Kieran.
I move to recall the Speaker.
Mr. Clark, can you take care of that? So protocol says that I need to put the question that the Speaker is recalled. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. No. The noes have it. Well, that's the advice I was given. This is the... okay. Okay. Right. We have got some clarification from the clerks and some speakers' rulings, speakers' standing orders. So I was able to put the question that the speaker be recalled. However, by convention, members do not oppose a motion to recall the speaker, but if a party vote is called for, I declare the result on voices. And this is the other...
That's the Speaker's ruling that is referring to.
Yes, so that's referring to Speaker's ruling 81(2). Point of order, Honourable Kieran McAnulty.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Now, given you were quite happy to take 2 closure motions concurrently, which in itself is against convention, surely you would therefore, given you've just read out that Speaker's ruling, that you would be willing to put the question again, and perhaps the government members may like to reflect on their decision, given that it is against the convention of the House, and no one here, I'm certain, can recall another occasion when that indeed was done.
Speaking to the point of order, Tim Vandermolen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the member may have a short memory because that member himself voted exactly against this motion in the last Parliament and voted down an attempt by the then opposition to recall the Speaker. But that point aside, Madam Chair, it is clear that you have the sole discretion to rule on closures. You have done so and then been interrupted repeatedly, which is disorderly, and the vote should stand.
And that is the advice I have been given as well. Is this a new point of order, Mr. Kieran McAnulty?
I move to recall the Speaker.
The question is that the Speaker be recalled. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no.
No! Party vote. Recorded on record.
A party vote is called for. Well, if a party vote is called for, the Speaker's rulings say that it's declared on the voices. Well, I haven't got to that yet because I was interrupted by a point of order. The noes have it. The reality is, in declaring or accepting any motions on the floor, is at the sole discretion of the chair. Maybe it is hard to believe, but that is the rule. We are going to change chair. Is this a new point of order? Because I don't think we need to read. New point of order, Joseph.
It's highly disorderly for a member to be challenging the chair.
And it is a matter for me, but we are getting maybe it's just the hour, but I think we all need to settle down. I'm wide awake now. So am I. We are...
One moment, Madam Chair. We need to get her from the corridor.
Sorry, we're just waiting on a new chair to come. A point of order, Tim Vandermolen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to confirm, we are awaiting the process, the vote to be conducted.
Yes, we are.
The closure motion having been accepted, so the vote will now take place, presumably?
Yes, but we're just waiting to change roster.
You accepted a closure motion, then you took some points of order. You've put a question on recalling the Speaker. You still have the question of whether or not you still have the...
It appears that there's still a closure motion in front of the committee because I did take a second one, so I'm going to put the closure motion again. That debate on this question now close. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. No. The ayes have it. A party vote is called for.
New Zealand National.
49 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party of Aotearoa New Zealand.
15 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
11 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Te Pāti Māori.
6 votes opposed.
The ayes are 68, the noes are 55. The question is agreed to.
Madam Chair, if you wish to change chairperson. About that if you'd like to.
Okay. Okay, people, we've got ourselves into a situation here where we have a huge number of amendments which haven't had a chance to be grouped. We have a vote that has been called. We have a couple of options. One of them is we start voting and someone may choose to seek leave to, at midnight, pause voting and we can carry on voting in the morning. Or we're just going to have to take one vote at a time and it's going to be a very long night. Point of order, Karen McAnulty.
It is actually quite clear and spelled out in standing orders that amendments, or proposed amendments that are similar in nature can be grouped.
Yes.
But it seems to me that your explanation to the committee is that the clerks from the table office simply hasn't had the time to be able to do that before the vote was called. And the fact that the closure was accepted when it did and the vote commenced when it did, that has caused the issue.
Yes.
It's not a situation of precedents being set. The rules are quite clearly outlined in standing orders.
Yes.
And if your suggestion to the House is that we can either commence voting now and every member remain on precinct for quite some time, or that we get the leave of the committee to conclude the vote at 5 to midnight, then I therefore seek the leave of the committee to commence the vote and conclude the vote at 5 minutes to midnight to allow the chair to be able to report progress.
Leave is sought for that. Well, it's, you can, leave has been sought though. I want to actually put that. So I just want to clarify that leave would be sought to suspend the vote at midnight, but it wouldn't be reporting progress.
Yes.
Okay. So leave is...
Just for clarification.
Yes.
Simply trying to put into motion what you've suggested as one of the options of the committee, and if that's how it's worded, then I so word it.
Okay.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Point of order was Joseph Mooney first.
Yeah, just for that clarity, just note under 38.12.3, I'll just read it out because this was mentioned before. Where multiple similar amendments are proposed with a single provision, the chairperson may select a handful of indicative amendments on which to put a question in order to test the will of a committee.
I get that, Mr Mooney, but I haven't actually had the ability to have those in front of me to do that process. So, and I'm not going to accept that someone else has done that process. So we're very clear. I would like the Honourable Kieran McAnulty to repeat the leave that he was sought, so everybody's very clear of what he was asking for.
Okay. I thought we'd sorted that actually, Madam Chair.
Well, I think we have too, but I think we have. I'm clear on what you've said, but I just want to make sure the House is.
On the basis of this discussion and the advice and guidance that you've given, I seek leave for the committee to suspend the vote at midnight.
Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there any objection?
Yes. Bring it on.
Well, Honourable Karen McAnulty's tabled amendment to clause 23(1) to after the word household income insert and replace it with household moolah is out of order as not being a serious amendment.